is a special video because Refer is having their sale. Now, I'm shooting this probably a week before the sale because I don't know exactly the day. It might be on April 2nd, and I don't know exactly the discount. They're talking about 40 to 45% off site-wide. I'll put all that information down in the description box so you know what's going on, but I want to show you my Refer picks. Refer also sent me a bunch of brushes. It's just 1 week I got some brushes, a few days later I got some brushes, a couple of days later I got some brushes, and I decided I'm going to do another giveaway. This giveaway we're going to do a little differently. I hope to know in advance when the sale is, not just 24 hours in advance, so I can put this up the day before the sale and then have this giveaway open for 24 hours. Because I don't want you guys to hope you got the giveaway and miss the sale, because a lot of these things sell out really fast. So I want to do a very quick turnaround. Just like last time, I will contact you on Instagram, so leave a comment below. Tell me what your Instagram address is or handle is, and check my community page here on YouTube. Last time I put on my community page, I contacted everybody as of 2 p.m. today. Please get back to me. And it took a while for several people to get back to me. I want to do it kind of quicker this time. So this is what we're going to do. 24 hours after this post at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. the next day, the draw is open, closed. And I'll send these out right away. So let's talk about what they sent me and what I'm going to give you guys. It's 4 brushes. They don't all come in a sleeve like this, but they all came separately. And I'm going to just tell you roughly what these are, and you can also consider if you want to get these at the sale. I have my versions, so this is the clean one. They also sent me a beauty blender, and you know I'm blind as a bat. If you are new here, my name is Kiki. I am 61 and I'm blind as a bat. I will walk around going, where did I put something? Where did I put something? Looking. It's right in front of me. I can't even see it. Anyway, I didn't have my glasses on, and I noticed that one of the boxes was small and one of them was large. Well, it turns out the large one had 2. So I'm giving somebody 2 beauty blenders as well. Not beauty blenders, but their makeup sponge, which looks like this. This is damp. I just used it today, and I really, really like this. And someone else, I think 2 other people, will get their eyelash curler. And let's just talk about these brushes. They will also be on sale since everything's site-wide. You know what? Before we talk about the brushes, let me help you understand something, because it is a little bit confusing. Refer has 2 storefronts on one website. One is the concept store, and this is where they have prototypes. They look like finished product, but they aren't actually in their permanent collection quite yet. Those you can get at a pretty deep discount if you promise to give feedback, because that's how they make changes to their prototypes. If everybody says this is great, I imagine they're just going to put it into the store when they get an order going. If people are saying it's too stiff, it's not stiff enough, it's too long, it's not long enough, whatever the case may be, they're going to make changes and then introduce it later on into their permanent collection. Like I said, I think everything on the site is going to be on sale, but that's how it works. So let's talk about the brushes. So the brushes that they had gave me that are in the giveaway are 05 in Face Brush and 04. This is 05, this is 04. These are goat. Their brushes are handmade in Japan. They are goat, except for the synthetics they just did. Now you could use this for blush, you could use it for powder, you could use it for bronzer. For me, I like to go in with Squirrel because it doesn't pick up too much. Because once you go too far, you're in trouble. But if you have something that's hard to pick up, like I don't have any baked blushes, but if I did, I would use them with this. If you have something that is not deeply pigmented, I would use this for blush. Today I did use it for bronzer, actually. But it was a bronzer that doesn't have a lot of color, so I wasn't too worried I would get too much. Use it for powder, bronzer, blush, whatever. This is traditionally a shape that people use for blush, and I did use it today. But again, I personally like to do I always want to say beaver, the squirrel, because it doesn't pick up as much. Again, if you have something that is liquid, I love using this with liquid, by the way. Goat can be used with liquid, but if you have something that isn't too pigmented or is baked, then this is going to be something that you use. And your preferences, of course, may vary a lot from my preferences. The other brushes in the giveaway are eyeshadow brushes. And we'll talk about some other brushes as well, but we're just talking about this right now. So this is the number 3. If you are hooded, or even not, this is the kind of brush that's really going to be useful for you. You can use this brush if you go in with a gel liner, but you want to smudge it out a little bit, make it a little softer. You can use this brush with a dark powder and do a powder liner, or if you want to go powder over liner, a gel liner, you could do it with this. You can also use it right through here, and also from time to time, I don't know where it is, but I'll use a liner in here, a liner that's beigey, and sometimes it's too much. I go in with this kind of a brush, but they do have them smaller under there. So this is a very useful brush, especially I think for people with small eyes or hooded eyes. Then you have the 01, which is your basic. It's kind of like a 217 from MAC. And it's pinch ferrule, shaped like this. And I use this today. I did the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. And then I wanted to bring up a little color up here. And with that, I went in with a brush, and with the other, I went in with my fingers. And it's just a lovely workhorse kind of a brush. When I first started getting back into makeup, I found all my makeup brushes were the same shape. I didn't really understand anything about makeup brushes, and I thought, while they were good quality, I needed a little variety. And I got a 217, and I used it like a workhorse, but 217 doesn't come in Goat anymore. It's only synthetic, and this is a very good replacement for that. So that's a workhorse. And then there is the 2, which is something that you could use if you have a little shimmer you want to put on. You can also do a little under the eyes if you want to, and because it's Goat, you can use it with liquids. If you wanted to use something like this, I wouldn't do concealer with this, but if you want to do a little face work around here, around the eyebrows, where you don't want to cover the eyebrows, but if you're like me, you don't like it when your skin shows through the makeup here, it can be used many, many ways. So that's the giveaway set, plus some will get their eyelash curler and some will get their beauty sponge. But let's now talk about, let's take a break from brushes before I forget. Before I forget, they started doing skincare about a year ago, and I have a couple of things that I love. It's fallen, so it's a little dented, but this has replaced my Elastin Gentle Cleanser at a much, much better price. You don't need a lot. A full pump can be too much if you don't pre-cleanse, but if you do, it's probably fine. If you don't pre-cleanse, it'd probably be fine. It's a gentle cleanser. It's a gel formula. I like this, non-fancy kind of packaging, and it's tin or something like that. This is a fantastic product, and I use it a lot. This, which I need to wipe off, this is their rebalancing essence. I'm telling you, it feels exactly like the Laneige Cream Skin. Now, I talked about that product a couple of years ago, and I said during the winter months when it's really dry here, I need to really help out with the hydration, and this is what does it. And this replaced the Laneige for me. I don't use it all the time, but I mentioned in another video that I've changed my skincare a little bit, my retin, and I've been feeling very dry and uncomfortable, and I'll go on with something like this. Because there's a little bit of heft to it, I will do it, I think I just closed it. I will do it after my vitamin C because I don't want anything to get in the way of my vitamin C absorbing. So I'll wash my face. I might go on something very thin like the Neogen and then my vitamin C. And the only reason I do the Neogen is because damp skin receives and absorbs product better than dry skin. So if I'm patting dry and I feel like I got a little too dry, I'll go with my Neogen Micro Essence. Then I'll go on with my vitamin C. And then I'll go on with this. And I don't know if I can demonstrate to you, but there's a little bit of heft to this. It's a little bit thicker than many essences and it feels so hydrating on the face. I feel like my skin is going go, 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 go. Thank you. This is a lovely product and I highly recommend it. They also have 2 moisturizers, and I don't use these as much, largely because they're in tubes and I don't see them because they fall down in the area where I'm storing them. You can see I've actually used this one a lot. This is really heavy and I don't know what it's called. It says for dry skin. It comes with these keys, so you can intense hydration cream. So you can squeeze this out, and this is what it looks like new. So I've used quite a bit of it, and this one is a little bit lighter, more for daytime. It depends on your skin. How dry are you? If you've seen some of my videos where I'm talking about skincare, you know I will, at night, just keep on putting stuff on so I can really feed my skin, not only with actives and nutrients, but with moisture and hydration. So this is not thin by any means, but it's not as thick, and I'm just going to show you. And it comes in that same black and white packaging. This is so hard to squeeze out. You really need to use the key. So this, obviously, you can see how it's moving ever so slowly. This will not move. This is kind of like the Augustinus Bader that I love so much, the soothing cream, very thick, and it will be occlusive and lock in everything. And this one is thinner, but it's not thin. If you want something super, super light, maybe that's not the way to go. But I'm just going to rub this into my hands and enjoy. You'll notice that the light is changing, clouds in and out. Another reason I wanted to shoot this early, because it looks like we have 4 days of rain coming up. And I can't shoot when it's raining, because you can hear the rain, because my roof is actually my ceiling. All right, let me talk about a couple of brushes that I have come to use quite a bit. This is the 36 brush. So it's a pinched ferrule, and you see there's a slant here. Like here, like here. There are 2 ways I like to use this brush, but you could use it any million ways. You could do contour with this, especially cream, right? You can do the same thing with that smaller brush, that eyeshadow brush, and today I used it under my eyes. I use this a lot. I also use it if I've gone too high with my eyeshadow. I'll turn it to the long area right here, and I'll just kind of buff. Because this is so big and so dense, I can kind of erase things. And then there's another brush I use for erasing, and that is the 35. And the 35 I haven't had on my table in a while because I have so much here. And the other day, I brought my eyeshadow up just way too high, and it was into my brows. And of course, my brows are in a different position from eye to eye, and it makes me look very, very lopsided. So I wanted to kind of pull that back without going in with concealer, which is too hard. This brush is the brush I use for stuff like that. So you can't see it right now, but I just go boom. And I also use this brush if I feel that the blend, you know, from where it's a little bit darker and then it should fade as it goes up, wasn't fading as gently as I want it to. I go in with this brush. It's extraordinarily useful if you're someone who really likes to play with makeup and spend some time with it, if not every day, once in a while. I feel like, for me anyway, having this kind of a tool just ups my game. And I need all the help I can get because my face is changing and I'm not happy about it. And another one that I use quite a bit is the 33. The 33 is similar to the Westman Atelier. As you can see, they're both pointed and fit right here so perfectly. But this one is a little bit thicker, and this one, I think this is synthetic. This is made for her eyeshadows, and this works great for her eyeshadows. But this works great for a lot of other things, and I actually pull to this brush a lot. If I want to use that point to get right in here and then drag, for instance, it can help me with a little bit buffing around this area. This is a great brush that is one of those workhorses that actually, as you can see, it's dirty. And I use it quite a lot, and it stays right out here. Now, a couple of other brushes I want to talk to you about. This is the 23, the 3, which I've already shown you, and the 26. And these are all variations of the same theme. So incredibly helpful to have if you have small eyes or hooded eyes. You can just imagine something bigger. I can just blend out right here or apply right here. Something smaller, you can do a liner with this one. These are a godsend. I don't use them every day, but when I have a problem or a look I want to achieve, I love knowing that I have the tools to get me there. And two more brushes, same theme. If you have hooded lids or if you have small eyes, you need special tools. This is the 13 and the 14, the same thing, different sizes, round ferrules, little blending brushes. So I have something like this in Sonia G, which is about the same size as this one, but this one is longer. And this is what I'll turn to when I'm really taking my time and I'm not doing a one and done. And just blend small circular areas, especially this eye, because my tear duct protrudes right here. It can be very difficult for this eye to look even to this eye. And this eye oftentimes looks like I didn't even try to blend, and I did. But if I really want to put an extra effort in, I take a brush around this size and do some slow circular blending. And that's another great one to have in your repertoire, in your toolbox. So those are my top picks. By all means, go to visit some of my other videos and I'll post them in the description box. That, my friends, is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Good luck with the draw. Be sure to enter the draw within 24 hours of this video posting, and I will get back to you at hour 25. So I'm likely to put this up around 10 in the morning. 10 the next morning, it'll be over. By 11, I'm going to contact you guys on Instagram and tell you you're a winner. And if you don't hear from me by that time, you know that sadly you didn't get it this time. But I just love to share, you know. And that's going to wrap it up for me, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have any questions about specific brushes. I certainly haven't tried everything from them because I know certain things aren't going to work with me. I am talking too much as usual. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe and smart, and I'm wishing you good health.